Welcome to another episode of the Hashing Out with Javi podcast. And today is International Men's Day. Hey, what's up, DJ Irock and DJ BJ?
Let's go.
What up, what up?
Let's do this shit, right?
Yep.
For the guys.
Keeping it live in the 805.
Yes,
I'm letting my bola swing hard today.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Let's go.
To give a little feedback on my guest today, Adrian. I've known Adrian for a long time, since he was a young man. He's one of my brother's, like, probably say best friends, right?
Yeah.
Good friends, right? It's like family to me. So I've known him since he was a young man, and he's an awesome dude. And I wanted to have him on the podcast today for a particular reason, because it is International Men's Day. Put my dick on the table just for a second, you know what I mean? But no, honestly, like, this is a good man. And I watched him grow up and turn into a really good guy. And I appreciate that.
Gracias, appreciate it.
Yeah. And I want to talk about, like, how much, like, you were a hustler, man, like a legit hustler. Like a lot of people these days, like, talking about, oh, I'm on my game, I'm securing my bag, and I'm doing este otro and all that bullshit. But this guy right here, a legit hustler. Talk about your hustle, man.
Gracias, man. Well, I mean, shit. Basically, yeah, I came from nothing, bro. I came from nothing, and
Where you from?
I was born and raised in a little neighborhood here in Oxnard known as Colonia, the Projects. Came from nothing, like I said. Just basically growing up, seeing what I saw, and I said, you know what? I don't want to live this life. I know I'm destined for greatness, or I just want to be somebody in life. And
right.
Since I was a little kid, I decided to just work hard for what I wanted. I set goals, and then I just put in the work. And
they call it Oxnard Little Chicas. Did you know that?
Sir. Yeah.
But you know the history behind that?
Yes, a little bit, just a little bit.
So they call it Little Chicas because back in the day when the railroad was coming here for drugs and stuff, it was like little Chicago, like the mafia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what the Chicas is actually little Chicago, is what I've heard from homies from the neighborhood. And I'm not a homie, settle down. You know, I'm not claiming no fucking sides or whatever, but that's what I've heard from people that are from around here. You know what I mean? So it's called Chicas. But yeah, man. So little history about this guy right here, man. So this guy right here is a legit dude. And I just wanted to kind of champion him on International Men's Day, because there's not that many men around these days that do the kind of things that he does. Like, he's an amazing man, for reals, legit.
Appreciate it.
Dude has like 5 hustles, at least 5, at minimum. Let's talk about you. Yeah. So Adrian has a USB hustle, right?
Yes, sir. That's one of my main sources of income, the USB hustle.
And how does that go, man?
So basically, how that came about, when I got back into the DJ world, I was hitting up a few other, like, well-known DJs that I know from back then, and just trying to get back, because when I was DJing before, it was all CD players and turntables. Right. And nowadays it's all, like, with the MacBook Pros, laptops, Serato, and all that, and all my music was gone. Like, all my CDs were gone. So I said, shit, I need to get back up on my music game. And right. I reached out to a lot of, like, DJs. I'm not going to mention any names, but basically in the DJ world, they're not going to want to share their music with you, because they see it as, like, oh, like, shit, you're going to fucking eat off of my plate. So,
competition, yeah.
So what I did was, I remember just, fuck it, I invested in the record pools, paid like $40 a month in different record pools. And I said, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just a whole week of downloading a bunch of music from, your old school funk to your 90s to your the reggaeton. And basically I said, I'm just going to make money off of this. Like, it's going to be a great investment for me, because I'm deeply involved in the lowrider world.
Yeah,
I said,
buddy.
Fuck, wow. I mean, I know some people, like, sell, like, DVDs and CDs at car shows and cruises. So I said, you know what? I'm bilingual. I know music well. I'm deeply involved in the lowrider world. Everybody knows me. So why not just fucking use all this music that I invested in and, make some money off of it?
Yeah.
And that's how the birth of the USB hustle came about. Basically, what I do is I have USBs by genre. I have an old school funk USB.
Do you have a cochinada genre?
You know what? No. I do have a few people that be asking
bro. I'm
about
just asking.
Somebody asks, hey, you got any porn? No, I don't.
Damn, that sucks.
I do have Disney movies on.
That's cool. Mandalorian.
Well, yeah,
that's cool, man.
That's how the birth of the USB hustle came about, man.
That's cool. Yeah, I watch you do that shit, man. So if you guys aren't following him, man, DJ Irock, IRO, is it Q?
Yeah, it's DJ __ IROCK.
IROCK, yeah. This fool, man, he's hustling all the time. I watch him in LA, like literally like 5 times a week. He's out there hustling. He's slinging USBs. Like, it's crazy, man. And it's crazy. Like I said, I watched him grow up from like a young man to today, and I'm proud of him. And that's just one hustle though. That's the thing that's crazy. And that's what we're going to talk about, men hustling, because I don't think men get enough credit for how much we fucking hustle. Like, we hustle hard. Like, a real man hustles hard. And to me, you're a real motherfucking man. So to me, real men hustle, and I appreciate that, right? So like, you guys you hustle from everything from like French bulldogs. Talk about French bulldogs. What about the bulldogs?
Yeah, so the French bulldog came about. I have a good friend who sold me my first French bulldog. A good friend by the name of Kevin Kravitsky, who also he's a part of the lowrider world. How I met him through the lowrider world. He had he had a French bulldog that it was for his family, and he just wanted a good home for it. He didn't care about making money or anything. Right. It's a good French bulldog. He comes from good parents in the French bulldog world. Like, the bloodline is very important. So it started
AKC?
with that. Yeah, AKC registered. Lilac Tri. His name is Cash. It started with
Salud.
With him, with Cash, and I was thinking already about getting a French bulldog for my girls, for my daughters, and
beautiful girls, by the way.
Gracias. And so yeah, that's how that came about. I started like paying attention how it's a good investment having French bulldogs, because those are the dogs that are in right now, and basically it's a good return on investment once you start breeding these French bulldogs. So what happened was I started investing in more French bulldogs with a friend of mine, David. We came up with this program, and we called it Channel Islands Frenchies.
Okay.
We have 3 females and 2 males right now.
All AKC dogs?
AKC dogs, different bloodlines.
That means they got big bolas. Just saying.
Yeah, so basically, French bulldogs, the French bulldog world right now, it's a good hustle too as well. But like, it is an investment though. It is an investment, but I love French bulldogs. My kids, French bulldogs are loving, careable dogs and family dogs, and like I said, it's an investment. So that's one of my other hustles.
Just one of them. What about that photo booth?
Photo booth. Well,
that photo booth my nalgas, fool.
No, the photo booth is a branch off of the DJing, which is my love and passion. The photo booth is just an added service that I provide when we do formal events such as weddings, quinceañeras, anniversaries, or whatnot. And when you go to a party nowadays, like, a photo booth is very important. It just basically just gives that extra. It's like, for example, back in the days when you have parties, all the tías and abuelitas se llevan el recuerdo on the table. Now you have a photo booth where everyone has a recuerdo. They have a photo booth strip of that party, so it's a memorable experience. And you put that in the fridge or wherever at your cubicle at work or whatever. But the photo booth is another basically service that I provide for my clients, and yeah, it's good. I have 2 photo booths right now, and I'm thinking of investing in another one after COVID, of course.
This feels fucking grinding.
Hell yeah.
So what I wanted to get at with this, just bringing him on, is that, like, this is a young man that, he's a grown ass man now. He's 30 now or whatever, but whatever. I know when he was young. I know when his balls weren't swinging, is what I'm saying. And it's cool to see a young man grow up into a man and handle his fucking business. You know what I mean? This is also a man who has 2 daughters, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's an amazing guy, and I just really respect men who put it down and who understand that it's our job to provide. You know what I mean? And I've seen you do that, man. I'm really, really, really proud of you, man. Like legit proud of you, man. And you and I, we had the conversation offline.
Yeah.
I've been proud of this fool for a long time. You know what I mean? Legit proud for a long time. But I think you did something recently that I thought was like, holy shit, man. It solidifies my thinking of who you are as a man. And you had to get rid of some baby girls that you love, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
who you really love, to be able to get yourself ahead in life.
Exactly.
And that shit's amazing, man. Talk about that.
Yeah, so basically everybody, I'm born and raised in Oxnard. Besides DJing, everybody knows me from low riding the classic cars. That's something that I've been doing since I was a kid, my teens. And that's how I bought my first house. I mean, when I had my El Camino, and I was been in the lowrider world for quite a while, and sacrificed my first car to purchase my house. And basically, recently, life happened, and I had a few cars, and then I ended up sacrificing my cars in order to get back up on my feet, rebuild. And so I sold my cars in order to, my main goal is to provide a stable home for my kids. Right now, I'm staying at my parents' house, but not for long, because I sacrificed my cars in order to provide a stable home for my kids. So I'm in the process right now of looking for a house for my kids.
You're basically going to buy a new house for your kids.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
He saw, basically, if you guys didn't catch that, he signed his lowriders, 2 of them, beautiful fucking cars, worth a lot of money to buy a home. And that's the kind of shit I want to champion today on this podcast.
That's real shit.
Yeah. BJ, what do you think about that, man? That's real shit, right?
That's real shit. Sacrificing, your pride and your love for real life shit for your fucking family. So
yeah,
gotta admire that shit.
Yeah, I feel like a big brother who's happy. You know what I mean? When I think about what you did, because I know how much you love lowriders. Like, I know. Like, we done kind of, I wouldn't call it a business, but a thing with lowriders before. Like, I try to help a local charity with the lowrider show a few years back, and it went well. People here in Oxnard were like, "Oh, it wasn't that big of a show." But the thing about it is, I put everything into it. I'd never threw a lowrider show in my life, and you helped me out with it. And you're like, "Hey, bro, I got this club, and they'll help you out." And when we did that show, it was the Oxnard Masonic Car Show, which is cool. I only had 2 other people helping me out. That was Ryan and Mark, man. I love you, brothers, man. Thank you very much. But, like, other than them, you helped me out. You came with the car show, and then we had, like, food trucks there and all kinds of stuff, and we wanted to give back and that kind of stuff. So car show stuff to me is it's a very close thing to my heart, man. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. I think it's really cool, and thank you for hooking that up.
Of course, anytime, sabes.
Yeah, well, this year we were talking about doing with All for One.
Yeah, All for One Car Club.
Shout out to the homie Joe.
Joe and Daniel Mayorga.
Yeah, Joe and Danny, man. Shout out to you guys. We were gonna do one, and we were already in the hook to make it happen this year, but
COVID.
Fucking COVID, man.
Pandemic.
Yeah, we could
Pandemic.
have some good stuff, yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to give you a shout out, man, because
appreciate it.
Genuinely from the bottom of my heart, man. I love you. I appreciate you.
Yes.
You've always been on your hustle, your grind, and I think that's a true example of a man. And a man should always be hustling, grinding, working, providing for his family, all those things. You know what I mean? I don't have daughters, man. You have daughters, so to me, that's really cool.
And real recognizes real, Javi. I mean, I've known you since, like you said, I was a kid, and I mean, you've always been an inspiration to me. And everybody that's listening to his podcast, all your followers, like, I know the real Javi, and my utmost respect for Javi, because he's a definition of a man, single father, man.
That's real shit.
Everything that he's accomplished, like, you inspire me. I hustle because I like people like you that inspire me.
Jesus, man, I'm humbled, man. I've been very humbled by this podcast to begin with, to be honest, genuinely, man, and I appreciate you. And like I said, he's my little bro. No matter how old he gets, no matter how big he gets, he's my little bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, so both of you guys are DJs, right?
Yes, sir.
DJ Irock and DJ BJ, what's up?
What's cracking?
So let's talk about the Clandestina.
Yeah, since we were talking about COVID, the pandemic, and La Clandestina. So basically, La Clandestina basically gave birth to La Clandestina after the COVID, the shutdown, the quarantine. So what happened was, we were doing the Instagram live videos since we were running the Copper Blues Oxnard, the place to be at the collection here in Oxnard.
Copper Blues.
Yeah, I was doing.
Hey, where's Rico J? Rico J on the fucking mic.
For real, we didn't get that fool on here.
Don't be too good, bro.
So basically, we were doing Jueves de Parranda, Banda Nights on Thursdays at Copper Blues, and we would pull the whole city, man. Inside there was on a Thursday night, it looked like it was a Saturday.
The whole raza.
Tortas everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Tortas everywhere.
Super lit.
Sweaty and smelly and everything. They're bomb.
After being quarantined for so long, people were just already fed up and shit of being locked down. So we were doing the Instagram live videos, and we would average about like 100 plus followers, and then we were just tired of this shit because me, like, this is my hustle. I'm self-employed.
It's how you feed your daughters.
Yeah, it's all for my daughters. Everything I do is for my daughters. So, it's my love and passion. The DJing, the getting people together, the events, the promoting. It's my love and passion. So, I was already tired of this pandemic, the shutdown. I said, you know what? We started doing like little events at a local restaurant and bar in Oxnard. And I'm known for like doing my DJing, the versatile DJing where I play hip hop, reggaeton, but I also like, I like the live music. I bring the grupos, the bandas, tamborazos, and that's what the people like. I know what the people like. So that's how La Clandestina came about. We started at a little local restaurant and bar, and we started doing like these like prohibited, low key nightlife events, if you will. I have.
It's like a Mexican speakeasy.
Basically, that's exactly what it is.
That is.
That's. And then I have BJ, I have DJ Johnny, DJ Alex that are part of my team that we all work together. So basically, we would promote it.
You DJ Torta Whisper in your life, you know what I mean?
Just for real.
Let's get it.
We're gonna have a Torta Whisper special appearance at the next Clandestina, the pre-Thanksgiving bash.
Let's do it. Spencer.
Yeah, so that's how La Clandestina came about. I have one of my good friends who's also been in the nightlife industry that I go way back with. His name is Chemita, who does the reggaeton events. And he helps me with all the promotion of the flyers and stuff. And he said, you know what, I have a great idea. Why don't we partner up and we just do this Project X style. Yeah. We grow the fuck. So me and him partnered up. Like they say in Spanish, La Unión hace la fuerza. So we partnered up. And we basically, what we do now is we do outdoor warehouse events. Yeah. Fucking Project X style. And they're keep growing after.
Popping.
Man.
Super lit.
Hey, they're popping. I ain't even kidding. Like, they're fucking legit lit. Like, legit lit. I was blown away.
Bro, we have people come from Bakersfield, LA, Long Beach, to our clandestinas here in Oxnard. And it's all because of, so the power of social media. And
social media. That's what got us on the front page of the newspaper. It was social media.
Yeah, talk about that. The front page of the newspaper. How did that happen?
Well, I'll let BJ speak on that.
We were doing Instagram Lives. We did it every Friday. He would come on from like 5 to 7. I'd jump on from like 7 to 9. He had to go back to his kids, and then he would come back on from 10 to whatever. And by the third week, we posted it on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, I follow this journalist, VC Star. Shout out to Wendy Loong. And the VC Star saw our videos, hit me up, and said, we're doing this quarantine for local artists in Ventura County. So she wanted to contact how are artists dealing with their art, and their business. And she interviewed theater artists. She interviewed musicians, and DJs were the only ones that are able to use social media to their advantage. And so, so once she did a story on us, and I said, you know what, like, I'm not the only DJ. There's DJ Irock. This is, like you said, this is his whole entire livelihood. And he has kids and all that. And, there's other DJs out there doing their thing too. But what we were doing on Friday, we were consistently bringing in an audience of over 100 plus. And from there, the next day, they brought a photographer out. The next day, it was on the front page of VC Star, the whole entire story, just explaining the whole entire pandemic. And, even though we were like, the Thursdays on Copper Blues is shut down, and LA Live, what is it?
Conga Room.
You go to the Conga Room, bro.
Yeah, pre-COVID, I was Thursday nights at Copper Blues, Friday, downtown LA at the Conga Room. Saturdays we do our formal events. COVID, man.
But then from there, fucking on the VC Star front fucking page and it showed the whole entire story of like the sad story of the theater artists and all these different artists in Ventura County. We can't do anything. They're not making money. But for us, it was just another, fuck it. We bring the party online.
Yeah, you had to get creative.
And then we had twerk contests on fucking Instagram Live. People, I had cousins I've never even seen or talked.
Tortas were going crazy.
Tortas were going crazy. Tortas. Yeah, tu sabes. And fucking, and then from there, like, you know what? Like, that's when they opened up like a month later or so. And we brought that crowd from Instagram. Well, we already had the crowd. And like you said, social media, you have 6 degrees separation from, you have your primas from different fucking cities, LA, Riverside, Bakersfield.
Right.
They got, so then we just brought that shit to La Clandestina.
Just DM for the address.
Yeah,
we'll do the rest.
Well, so is it one coming up pretty soon?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we have the La
Wednesday.
Clandestina Thanksgiving edition.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, November 25th. DM for the address. We have a special appearance by the one and only, the Torta Whisperer.
Hey, and the tortas are going to be there full of tamales already stuffed. They're gonna be ready, right?
Yeah.
They're full of stuffed tamales already. They're going to be cool. Nah, you know what? That's crazy, man. I watched it. I've been watching the stories. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I need to be there. So that's why I hit up Agent. I'm like, hey, fool, I got to be there.
It's raw. It's straight up like twerk contest, straight up just
Pre-COVID vibes.
Pre-COVID vibes. Yeah. And
it's even more than that, though. I feel like it's COVID vibes, a little bit of sauce on top of it.
yeah. And we got a fucking tequila bar on deck, like all that.
Yeah, I feel
Everything.
like it's pre-COVID vibes with a little bit of sauce and some tapatio on top of it. You know? Should be popping.
Yeah,
man.
like you said, it's basically a Mexican speak-easy fiesta. That's what it
sure,
is.
man.
We have like, live DJs, live grupos, bandas. We have the bartender. Shout out to Tequila's Bar.
Tequila
and
Bar.
Cantina Alegre. Yeah, it's basically we just like to get the city together, have a good time, say fuck all this pandemic. To me, it's like I'm just tired of it, man. I want to get back to doing what I love, what I have a passion for, and it's like, oh man, just trying to stay consistent and stay relevant. That's honestly why I do this.
Right. Mm-hmm. So everyone's talking about the coronavirus, right? So everyone always asks me like, "What's your position on it?" I'm like, I don't have a position on it because what I do know is that it's for sure real.
Yeah, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. I know people who have died from it personally, who I care about, and so I know it's real. But it sucks, man. At the end of the day, like, do we shut down everything? Because just today, Gavin Newsom came out, right? Like our fucking our fearless leader in California. Fuck that puto, by the way. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna put a curfew on people from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Like all of a sudden the coronavirus stops working. So the coronavirus starts working from 10 p.m. But I think what he's saying though, in all fairness though, and I think a lot of people don't get this because I saw like a million posts after that, like, oh, so the coronavirus doesn't work in from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
It's ineffective.
And I'm like, that's stupid because what he's saying is that he doesn't want people to party. That's what he's saying. He's basically shutting off Thanksgiving parties and Christmas parties. That's what he's doing. And I understand what he's trying to do. I don't fucking care though at the same time. Yeah. Because I shouldn't say that. I do care. I care immensely, but I also just think it's kind of crazy that we should just stop society because small businesses are losing out right now big time, right? So like as a DJ, right? For instance, as a DJ, like you're a DJ, like you have a lot of hustles, right? You have USB hustle, your DJ hustle, all the things you do, photo booth, your DJ as well, like how does this affect your bottom line? Like you're not making money right now. I mean, well, I take that back. You kind of are, but only because you're going outside the scope of what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. We have to get creative. Like
think outside the box.
Yeah. Like La Clandestina for me is like, it's a source of income, but it's what I love doing. Like the DJing is my actual, my business. Right. So it's not like I'm out there like running, like being a fucking dumbass and just getting drunk and shit. Like I have these events because number one, I love what I do, and number two, I gotta provide for my daughters. Right. I have to get creative. So I understand. I know coronavirus is real, and like to my defense, like I had to get creative because I have my daughters at home that I have to feed. I have to provide for my kids.
Yeah, mouse you gotta feed, bro.
Yeah, I gotta provide for my little girls. So it's like I do it because number one, like I said, I love what I do. I like to get the city together, have a good time, but also it's a source of income for me. Sure. And it's like I'm tired of being quarantined and like, oh man, I'm just ready to go back to
I'm over it.
To I want post-COVID. I can't wait for post-COVID.
I want tortas to be dancing in the streets. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
On New Year's.
On New Year's, fool. You know what I mean? And their tight leggings and their pantas tucked in. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Nah, but you're right though. You're absolutely right. I think everyone's over it. I think this virus has gone about as far as it can go in the sense of people complying to it. I think people are tired of it already. You know what I mean? You're not gonna tell people that you can have Thanksgiving or Christmas. Today, Gavin Newsom basically came out and said, "Oh, well, you have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. for the next month." Well, you're canceling fucking Thanksgiving and possibly Christmas. Get the fuck out of here. When he was having dinner for people for fun, like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
You can't
practice
do
what
that,
you
man.
preach, bro.
Yeah. He's whatever. But anyways, without that said, or with that said, so back to you being a fucking dope ass man. And I really want to champion you today because I'm impressed, man. The reality is, I think men don't get enough credit, and especially single fathers of women, daughters. So you are in the lowrider scene, right?
Yeah. So I've been lowriding since I was in my teens. That's what, like, a lot of people in Oxnard, they know me because of, the cars and the lowrider scene.
Yeah, big time. If you ever watch any kind of stories in LA, this will pop up at some point, shape or form.
Big ass celebrities too in the
Hustling out
videos.
there. Yeah, big ass
like a
celebrities.
movie and
Yeah,
shit.
big ass celebrities.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, with the whole lowriding, basically, yeah, and my USB, so I've been able to develop some good friendships, relationships with celebrities. I mean, I've DJ'd for a well-known guy in the lowriding world, Topo, White Body King. I met Mike Epps. Jimmy Omilde is basically a good friend. Jimmy Omilde, he knows me by my first name. And
Snoop.
Snoop Dogg and Snoop Dogg as well. And just a lot of lowrider legends and people in the lowriding world, bro. Because it's a lifestyle. It's not for clout. I'm not a cultural vulture. I've been doing this since I was in my teens. And right now there's a lot of like the cultural vultures.
Right.
But lowriding, it's a lifestyle for me. I've been doing this since I was in my teens, and I love it. I mean, I'm in LA every weekend. I'm in LA,
I see that
grinding, hustling
all the time,
and it's a hustle, man. It's not like I built my name out there. It's everybody knows me. Oh, DJ Irock, what you got new? Or I want this USB or blah blah blah.
Right.
But you know what? I put in the work, man. Like, it's literally like I go out there and just introducing myself to each and every person at these cruise nights. And hey, I'm DJ Irock, local DJ from Oxnard. I traveled all these car shows, sell my USB music flash drives.
Right.
I got every genre, blah blah blah. It's, but I love it because number one, I'm providing for my kids, right?
Right.
Number two, I'm doing what I love. Number three, I'm building relationships. I'm growing my book of business.
And that goes skills. And that's what I was gonna talk about. So like the next thing we'll talk about is like, you, as much as you love lowriders, like you fucking love lowriders, right?
Yeah.
You had a 58 and a 64?
And a 64 rag.
This guy had like, and I'm talking like cherry. And I'm talking, if you know how much those cost, those are money. And what'd you sell those for?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? They went for I'm just gonna say,
you don't gotta say
for over six figures.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that I was saying you wanted to sell them for what you were gonna buy next.
Exactly. So I mean, I have sacrificed my cars in order to basically have a roof over my kids' heads. So that's something that I'm working on right now. It's my main priority are my girls. As a single father, everything I do is for my daughters.
Right.
However, being in the industry that I am in, yes, I do have to sacrifice time away from my kids, but it's to provide. It's not there because I'm over here fucking around, running amok or bullshitting. Every weekend I'm out there working. That is what I love to do. That's how I made a decent living, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do. Luckily, my daughters, they already understand. They know what their daddy does, and they support it. Thank God, I have my sisters, my parents that actually help me with my daughters while I'm gone, when I do have them.
Right.
But yeah, basically, I sacrifice the cars, what I love doing, in order to purchase a home for my kids to call home.
Hell yeah, that's what I was getting at. So this man sold the most important thing in his life, worth a lot of money, to raise his daughters, and he's a single father. You know what I mean? And so
respect.
Today on International Men's Day, respect to you, perro.
Thank you.
Love you, man.
Likewise, the feeling is mutual.
I feel like a big proud brother. You know what I mean? This is a good man right here, man, for sure. A legit good man.
Shout out to BJ and DJ Alex, DJ Johnny, though, because honestly, I wouldn't be the man I am. I don't be like successful in the industry that I am without them, because we're a team, bro. We're a team. Right. So me and BJ go way back.
Rose Park, Colonia,
back 805 for sure.
We go. Me and BJ go way back.
I've known him my whole life.
Yeah, we reconnected when I was working at the bank inside of Albertsons in Newbury Park.
Yeah.
Basically, we reconnected. I remember I was DJing at Copper Blues, and you asked me, right, BJ? You asked me.
Yeah, I met you. Well, I mean, I've known you since we were kids in elementary, like first grade and shit. And and then I got into DJing, and you were the first person, you know, I hit you up about a wedding. Was like, yo, I'm doing this wedding. You know, we went to school with this girl. And immediately, like a fucking long essay, like, yo, this is what to expect. This is how much you should charge. Like, expect these things. Like, super helpful.
Yeah.
So
basically, we're giving out free game because that's something that when I wanted to come back into the DJ world after so many years, like on break, I tried to reach out to different people and, you know, they wouldn't put me on. So that's the same thing with the USBs and the music. I'm like, I got, you know, there is business for everybody. There is food on the table for everybody. So like when you hit me up, oh shit, of course, man, I'll give you all the intel you need in order to be successful, because I wish I had that. I wish I had that game. But yeah, like shit, if it wasn't for my team, which is you guys, like I wouldn't be able to provide for my kids and be this successful, man. So hats off to you guys.
Yeah, I come from a team oriented type of. I used to play sports a lot, so I played football and all that shit. So yeah, it's the same exact thing.
Teamwork makes the
dream work, and win championships. You know, I went to school in Ventura, St. Bonaventure, and we won multiple championships there. So just bringing that back of that type of just fucking audience. You're performing in front of a crowd, and fuck yeah, you're using your talent, the talent you're born with, and the fucking area you come with, the instincts. You go to different cities, even in sports, you look across a person, you're like, you know, they don't have that shit. And you know, in DJing and music, you can read a fucking crowd in like half a second. See, oh, this girl's dancing on the floor. Oh, they love that shit. I'm going to play more of that. I don't give a fuck if the dude on the side, the homie on the side wants fucking, you know, West Coast, whatever, you know, it's like.
Fuck that.
We're catering to the crowd right now.
But the girl on the dance floor is dropping like inside. Like, I'm going to play that for sure.
And that's what it is.
Because you're like, she's got that wop.
Because you're walking into a crowd with over 100 people and you have to know what they like instantly, or else you get the fuck out of there. They leave the crowd. So you bring everything you've ever learned, everything you've ever experienced into life, into those moments. Everything, yeah. You know, it's crazy. You guys do Instagram lives, right? And
I was like, hey, one night I was up here and I came home after a long night. I was pretty buzzing. I put my phone on. I was like, oh, what's up? I was like, oh, DJ Irock, the homie. And I put it on. There's a bunch of people on Instagram following you, like on your live, you know? I was like, damn, this was popping. Like, what's up? And he's always like, because, you know, we're like fam, you know? He's like, what's up, Torta Whisper? I'm like, hey, what's up, fool? Where's the tortas at? Let's talk to him. I want to whisper to all of them. You know what I mean? Just joking.
Wait for La Clandestina, bro. Oh my God, it's gonna be a movie, man.
Hey, so I'm gonna come. That's not this weekend. Next weekend.
That's next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving.
Ooh, I'm gonna wake up hungover on Thanksgiving.
Don't forget to DM for the address.
Do I get VIP there or what?
VIP on stage.
I'm gonna the flyer so you can post it, and then you could DM all the tortas, the address.
Last party we had girls on stage going crazy on stage. So
I'll be there for sure.
You should have seen the Halloween event.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
All the nurses were horny or what?
Yeah. All the sexy schoolgirls.
Nurses, doctors, the torta who wanted to be a Peter Pan.
Live out the fantasies on stage.
I'm just kidding. No, that's cool, man. So I'm glad to have you guys here, though. But for reals, on International Men's Day, like I said, doing Asian for a long time. My brother's good friend. I met him when he was young. I watched him grow up pretty much. And I'm not from this neighborhood, you know what I mean? I grew up in Santa Barbara, so this is a different neighborhood for me. So
UCSB in the middle.
Yeah, for sure. But I remember when you were younger, you guys could party at my pad.
Yeah, we used to party at the condo over there by the Timbers.
Timbers, and the Timbers in Oxnard.
Ooh, the good old days.
A bunch of girls got boned over there.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Shout out to John Baez.
John, my brother, right? My little bro. Love him, man. Good times,
the good old days.
What do you remember of those times? Those times were crazy.
Yeah, I remember after high school. I mean, on weekends, man, we used to always go party at your place. That was a place to be.
I was a bad big brother. I should have been a better role model. Now, but so DJing though, right? So a lot of people don't know. People that are listening today or now actually, I don't know about me, but I used to DJ too.
Yeah,
I used to have a big DJ presence. Well, not a big. I take that back. Not a big, hardly a DJ presence, but I was a DJ. But in Santa Barbara back in the day, used to be part of a party crew and stuff, and used to have like big old parties, man, like dish parties, right?
Ora.
So I used to have like 5 jobs. I was like a Mexican Jamaican, you know what I mean? Because Jamaicans have all kinds of jobs. You know what I mean? So I had like 5 jobs. So at the time I was 16 years old. I worked at the movie theater. I was part of a party club, a party crew that did a bunch of parties, and then I also had a couple like nightclubs, which was crazy at a young age, really young age.
Dope. Yeah,
it was fun, man. Crazy times in Santa Barbara. So I was gonna talk about that.
90s.
Dude, don't date me, bro. Bro. And it's okay because it goes
Throwback Thursday over here.
It's okay because it goes like Zaddies. It's okay. It's okay. I'm your azúcar papi. It's cool. You know what I mean? Azúcar papi. No, but so like I remember when I was like 15, 16, DJing. I was approached by a guy who was like, "Hey," it was my friend's dad. So he's my older homie's dad. He goes, "Hey, I got this club. I want to do a teen nightclub. If you're down for it." And I was like, "All right, cool. Let's do it." So I promoted it, DJ'd it, all that stuff, right? It was a teen nightclub in Santa Barbara, and we had this like weird underground location that was really cool, actually. Like it was like J.C. Penney's back in the day, and a lot of you motherfuckers don't even know what J.C. Penney's is, but back in the day, yeah, exactly. But it was like below that in like the basement almost, and so we had like this whole teen underground thing. We didn't have no permits.
Clandestina vibes.
Oh, for sure. I was 15, bro. I take that back. I was 16 because I was driving already. So I had just turned 16. And I had a 1984 Civic station wagon hatchback. That was my first car, bro. But my coffin meaning that my DJ equipment fit into really well because you could have the seats down. Yeah. It was a hatchback, so you could pull shit into it, you know. But anyways, so this guy was like, yeah, let's do this, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. It's my older homie's dad. Okay, he's an older homie. He's 5 years older than me. I expect this guy, whatever. Went to business. So we had like a month long. We had like multiple nights. We made a bunch of money, right? But me and my friend were the ones going down to LA, doing the flyers and all the shit, you know, all that stuff. Like all the work that went into like promoting it. And it was really successful for a month when we got shut down. And we got shut down. I was like, hey, well, where's my money at? Because like I've been working for like a month now. I need some money, right? Like I've been doing everything. What have you been doing? You got the spot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I need some money. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I don't got any money. I was like, what do you mean you got any money? Like, there's thousands of dollars that money that you should have.
Yeah, from the fucking...
Yeah, where's my money at? He's like, oh, I got money. I was like, all right, cool. All right, you fucking... Cool. Yeah. We're even? He's like, yeah, we're even. But I was 15, 16, so I was a dumb kid. So then, like, a few months later, he's like, hey, I got this other spot. I was like, all right, cool. What is it? He goes, yeah, but this spot has beer and wine. We don't have an alcohol license, but we have beer and wine. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? Because I was just trying to get in trying to fit in. Because at the same time that I was doing this, I was also throwing big ass parties locally with friends, a couple of friends of mine. DJ Cash, shout out to you, brother. I love you. And Future Illusions. There was like a party crew of us that were kind of partying and shit and whatever. Yeah. But we had big ass parties locally. And so I was like, all right, cool. He goes, yeah, I got this thing. And if you guys know Santa Barbara, if anyone's been in Santa Barbara, it's down by the Enterprise Fish House downtown by the beach. Mm-hmm. And so we had this little area. He's like, yeah, we got beer and wine. Well, that's what we can sell. So we opened up. It was called Club Eruptions, and I was DJ Havoc at the time. You know what I mean? So we threw Club Eruptions, me and my friend, and him, my quote unquote business partner. And so again, we brought in a bunch of people. There was so many fucking people. There was dope. It was like clandestina kind of. Yeah. And then we got shut down because we didn't have like a dance permit and we didn't have an alcohol permit and all kinds of shit, right? So here's a crazy story about that. I want people to get to know me because a lot of people don't know who I am on my podcast. And I'm kind of, when I was a young man, I was wild, you know what I mean? So at the age of 16, I'd already had 3 or 4 jobs. I was part of a party crew throwing jobs, part of this other thing, starting my business off with this thing. I worked for the movie theater. It was my first job at 14 years old. I've been working since I was 14 years old. And crazy thing is that when that shit shut off, I went to the guy who was my friend's dad. I would say he's my brother's friend is what I would say, but he's a friend of mine too, I guess. Anyways, I said, hey, where's all the money at? He goes, what do you mean money? And I said, bro, we did the other one over there with the teenagers. Now we have this one. There's thousands of dollars coming in.
Yeah, where the fuck is that?
We did all the work. Where's the money at? He's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, what do you mean I'm talking about? And his name was Louis. And I don't have no problem saying it, Louis. If you're upset about your dad, I don't think Louis, his son, cares anymore. But I said, hey, Lou, let me tell you something. Because I was like maybe 16, 17 at the time. I said, Lou, let me tell you something, man. I'm 135 pounds soaking wet right now. but if you don't pay me, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to fuck you up one day. And he says, looks at me, goes, who the fuck do you think you are? And I said, I'm going to fuck you up one day. That's what I told him. That's all I said. And I said, that's it. That there's $1,000 gone here right now. I did all the work. You did nothing. So fast forward to like 3 years later. Actually, actually, like 4 years later. So yeah. I think I'm 20 years old. Me and my homies, I went to this wedding, my friend's wedding, whatever. We're in like shiny boots, shiny shoes, slacks, pea coats. It was a cold winter night, you know. I dropped my homie off who lived by that guy. And Santa Barbara was a small city, so it's a small city. So I walk up, drop him off. Hey, brother, I love you, man. I get on my. By the time I had it, I was doing good already because I always been a hustler, right? So I was like, I think I was 20 years old driving a Tahoe. It was a 2-door Tahoe, the ones that the big 4x4 Tahoes back in the day. Expensive car, pretty much, and a truck rather. And so I jump out of my truck. I'm like, hey, brother, I love you, man. Have a good night, bro. I'll drop him off. And I look over and I see this fool, this older man who owes me money. And it's that guy. I'm like, oh, hey, Lou, remember me?
Red light.
Because I remember when I told him when I was young, the thing that I told him that night when he booked me for all that money, I said, hey, I'm going to get older one of these days. I'm going to fuck you up. I want my money back. And he laughed at me like it was a joke.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, because you were young.
Oh, I was young, man. Just a young, dumb kid, you know what I mean? But I was trying to hustle, you know what I mean? But at 20 years old, I was still a young, dumb kid. And it's okay to say this now because all the statute of limitations are gone. So I'm cool, you know what I mean? But
that's real shit, though.
Yeah. I saw him in this truck, and I said, hey, what's up? And by that time, I was like 190 pounds of solid muscle. Yeah, he did, real quick. 190 pounds of solid muscle. I ran to the truck, and I said, hey, here's a little pickup truck, a little Ford Explorer. I was going to say, hey, what's up? Where's my money? He goes, what? He started rolling up his window. And he's rolling up. My homeboy, my best friend, Jacob, who everyone in Santa Barbara knows who he is. He's my best friend. Love you, man. He goes, hey, what's up, fool? Don't close the window. And he, boom, breaks the window out. Yes. So I grabbed this fool and pull him out of his, I try to pull him out of his truck, and he takes off. It's a stick shift. So he puts it in first gear and takes off. He runs over my leg, my friend's leg, takes off. And I remember being so upset. I'm like, fuck, I just wanted my money.
Yeah.
But I was a young man. I wasn't trying to be a dick or like whatever. I was just trying to be like, hey, that guy was a piece of shit. Yeah. Like what grown man? Because when he did that to me when I was 15 years old, he was probably in his 40s or 50s already. So he was already a piece of shit.
What goes around comes around.
Hey, this fool called the cops.
Wow. And that's, I mean, a lot of people like that. Yeah, the promoter or not promote, like the promotions of all these, they prey on the young kids or just the young artists. And it's like,
this fool called the cops.
Yeah.
I ended up getting pulled over like 3 blocks down the road with my friends. I should not have been driving, you know, so I was a little buzzed. I wasn't even 21 yet. They tried, so anyways, I ended up in court with it, right? And a homie from the neighborhood I grew up in, he goes and talks to me. He says, hey, fool, you shouldn't be pressing charges on young kids like this. Like, you got to chill out on that, you know, like, it's not cool. In the first place, you were on the wrong for fucking over this kid who was trying to make money. Like, don't do that. And so they talked to him. Louis, sorry, but your dad was a punk. But so they talked to him, and he was a punk, dude. He was a punk. He was punking kids for thousands of dollars, bro. Yep. Like, I was doing everything to make this thing happen for kids to have fun or whatever else. And he was punking for money, right? So he ends up dropping the charges. I ended up getting a DUI. I was like 20 years old. It was so stupid, man. It was a lot of drama. But you know what's crazy? It's to this day I get really upset when I think about it, like fucking angry. Because that piece of shit, part of the clause that he asked, that he incorporated into him dropping the charges was that I had to apologize via a letter.
Wow, what a bitch.
So I had to write a letter to him. And to this day, I'm like, you piece of shit. And I had to pay for his truck damages. It was like $400. And at like 16, $400 is a lot of money, you know? I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. You robbed me for thousands, you know? But here's the deal. I'll die a good man, and that piece of shit will die a piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That part.
Funny story, though. Funny story. So that wasn't the first time I got arrested, but that was a crazy night, though, man. Crazy shit.
Those Santa Barbara stories.
I was banging for DJing, I guess. I really wasn't, but I wasn't gonna let that fool get away with that money. And I'm like, hey, fool, remember me? Like, because I remember telling him when he punked me that, I was like, hey, fool. I remember telling him when I'm getting a little bit bigger and older, I'm gonna fuck you up for that money. That's my money. Because it's a shady business, man.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
It's a grimy business. You know what I mean?
Definitely the nightlife industry. Shady. Yep.
Yeah, man. So tell me more about life, man. What's going on with you? Like the daughters, the girls are big, man.
Yeah. Well, Haley's already basically 11 years old. My little's always gonna be 5 years old. Yeah, just growing fast, bro. Like right now with this whole COVID thing, it's just like, damn, it's hard though because the whole schooling to the Zoom and all that's all frustrating, and just dealing with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, you're schooling at home?
Yeah. Well, I have Haley. Zoe's in preschool. Haley is doing the Zoom classes, but I mean, as a parent, I'm sure, as a parent with kids that are a little bit younger in elementary or junior high, like the whole Zoom and all that stuff. Oh man, it
doesn't work out, no?
Yeah, there's nothing like having actual physical contact with your teachers. Yeah, it's hard, but at least luckily I'm still able to be like there with my daughter and helping her with the whole iPad and all that stuff because I'm self-employed.
Right.
Had like some
hustler.
So some people, like some parents are like, they work in the fields or whatnot or different jobs, and I mean they leave their kids with babysitters or whoever, and it's I think it's the whole Zoom and all that. Oh man, it's just for me, it's just like damn, it sucks.
It sucks
as a parent. But yeah, just just being a single father, I'm just trying to stay relevant in the whole DJ world. Still trying to like book parties or whatnot, like staying active on social media because that's a lot of my business comes from social media.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Social media. But yeah.
Everyone loves to hate on social media too. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're making money for sure."
It's like you adapt or die because you see every business, no matter what, they have to make a Instagram, Facebook account, and if they don't adapt to that shit, they're gone. That's 100%. What it is.
Yeah, technology.
Everything is pushing digital. I mean, we already see the music in your pocket. You can go to the music store. No more record stores, Best Buy, nothing.
Damn. You guys are young. You don't remember the warehouse?
Yeah, that's by my house.
I grew up like you had to go to the store to buy your CD. If you want to listen to Tupac, you had to go buy that shit in the store. There was no fucking MP3 back then. Well, they were just beginning, but pre that, like I remember going to the store to like buy CDs. Like it's crazy. And actually, I remember going to the store to buy tapes, not CDs. That's how old I am. I'm an old motherfucker.
Tapes too.
I'm an old bullfrog, bro. I fucking spent a long time.
Down to the fucking LimeWire, Napster, all that shit, making random ass mixtapes and down to beat tapes.
Fucking no instruments. Good old days. I remember I used to go get my tapes and CDs and records at Peacock's Record Bar in downtown Oxnard. It's not open anymore, but yeah, technology, man.
Technology is crazy, man. So typically when we get down to this point of the podcast, actually this is kind of what I want to do. We have a lot of listeners that come in and they ask crazy questions.
Let's do it.
And I love your platform.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna pull this shit up because I have a lot of questions today that came in, and I just want to kind of go through them. But there is genuinely, you guys come. By the way, there's only like maybe 20% of the stuff I can post because some of you guys come up with some crazy stuff, and that's just the real walkie-talkie. Because there's only some of the guys can talk about without being offensive. You know what I mean? Because people are weird, man. Not weird. I'm take that back. People are unique. It's 2020. I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings. You know what I mean? So somebody asked me today, what's going on with masculinity, cancel culture, and anxiety? Those are 3 different questions.
Okay.
Masculinity, I think we're emasculating men today. I think that's weird, and I think that sure, toxic masculinity exists. I hate that term or that word. But that just means that there's a bad man out there. We don't say there's a toxic hoe out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't talk about that, right? There's a lot of toxic hoes out there, right? So, toxic masculinity is a stupid word to me. Is there bad men out there? Sure. And cancel culture is like, if you get upset, like what we're talking about today, someone gets upset, and all of a sudden there's a million people going "fuck Javi" and it's hashtag
canceled.
Yeah, it's stupid. You could disagree with me without being a stupid turd. You know what I mean? Like you could fucking totally disagree with any one of us on the mic tonight without being a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like so, there's just I don't know, man. We're living in weird times, man. How do you guys feel about cancel culture?
I think I don't think you really get canceled. I think like it's the big celebrities, the quote unquote cancel culture, they're fucking still living. It's just maybe on this platform they don't fuck with you or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you're still gonna be able to. It's not gonna stop the money. It's not gonna stop your livelihood. It's not gonna stop your life from fucking whatever your family. But in general, I think it's just reactive. You're reacting towards whatever news in front of you. Most people don't even fucking read the article. They don't read the story. They read the headline.
Right.
In anything. So in every story, it's all within 2 to 3 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Right.
You're not really going to go to LA Times to seek out the information. You're going to go to this blog area.
Right.
If you don't see the picture and the story, if your brain's not connecting the 2 images, you don't give a fuck. You just read it and it's gossip. You're
so right, man. That's the thing is people will like read shit and they repost it or whatever. Like I see that on Instagram all day on people's stories. Like, oh my God, Trump is a piece of shit. Oh my God, Biden piece of shit. They're all pieces of shit. I'm like, honestly, they're all pieces of shit. It's kind of the way I look at it, right? Like you guys are all being fallen into, or you're just kind of conforming to whatever you want to hear, which is weird to me. I don't understand it. And you're right, man. There's a weird thing going on today. Here's a good one. So why is the raza failing to teach our kids morals and respect to their parents? That's a weird one.
Yeah.
I don't think we are.
No, I don't think so. Why is the raza failing to teach moral and respect?
I answer this way. So whenever somebody who doesn't have a kid tells me, when I say kids are being pieces of shit this day, they're like, well, it's the parents who are raising them. My response to that is you're a dumb fucking person who doesn't have kids. Because the reality is when you have kids and after the age of 5, they go into school, or 4, they're going to preschool. After that point, it's society and culture and everything else that's influencing them. Like you can build a great foundation, but at the age of 4 years old, kids are on their own, man.
Exactly.
So if you're going to tell me that like my kids fucked up because I fucked them up, no, fuck you. I gave them a good foundation, but kids make a decision who they're going to be.
At the end of the day, they make those decisions and those choices in their life.
Right. Totally, man. Let's see here. Someone said, "Why am I so ugly?" I'm not ugly. I'm semi-ugly. I'm like flat primer. Here's another one. Perspective on dating life after 30. Well, I'm 40. I can't relate because 30 is it's a big change. So 30 to 40 is a huge change.
Yeah, I just turned 30s.
It's okay. So it's like finding the oldest shirt in a thrift store.
Yeah.
That doesn't smell as bad as everything else, but looks good. That's kind of like the 30, right? After 40, it's like finding the oldest shirt that just fits. It can smell like shit, but it's going to fit. You know what I mean?
And then when you're in your 30s, this is who the fuck I am. If you don't like it, And when you're in your 20s, you're just trying to impress or just trying to fucking climb or whatever, impress girls or whatever, do anything. I just got out of a fucking 5+ relationship. And going in, when I hit 30, single, all that shit. And yeah, fuck it. Like, this is who I am. Let's live life.
Right. That's crazy. Here's a little bit of a deeper one. So she's asking, how does a woman who's being abused leave an abusive relationship? And here's the thing, man. I've in my DMs and on Instagram, I am so overwhelmingly tired of women saying, I can't get out of this relationship. It's fucking 2020. And I'm going to say this, bitch, if you can't get out of that relationship, you're dumb because at the end of the day, and I'm sorry, people may fucking hang me out to dry for this, but there's so many avenues to get out of that relationship today. There's homes that will take you in. There's a lot of things that will help you out get there. No, I'm serious. Like if you're in an abusive relationship, it's because you are just being toxic. You're not being cool in 2020. You know what I mean? There's a lot of help, and I'll take the bitch word back, but let's not act like there's not a lot of help for women who are in abusive relationships to get out of them, because there is. There's so many of them, and if you need them, DM me and I will give them to you. I'm serious, man. Honestly, like, how could you be in a relationship with someone putting hands on you in 2020? Like that shit shouldn't exist anymore. Yeah, and if it exists anymore, it's because you're entertaining it. And
exactly.
People are gonna hate me tomorrow, but
or
it's
what
okay.
they consider normal. That's what normal.
Yeah, it's
behavior.
not normal. That's not normal. I guess let me say it a different way. Fuck. See, that's a problem with podcasts because you say shit and people get all. Yeah, it's very dysfunctional. It's not okay. You should stop allowing that to happen. but also stop fucking saying that you couldn't get out of it, because there's a million ways to get out of it if you want it today. It's 2020, man. If you want to get out of that thing, get out of it. There's fucking so many fucking groups out there, support groups.
Yeah, there's a lot of help, psychologists, and the internet to your disposal. You can find within your insurance. I mean, get anything of just
you don't
trying
need
to talk
insurance,
to people.
man.
Yeah.
There's free groups out there. There's free phone numbers and stuff. And if you don't have them, whoever sends me that, seriously, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, if that's a real serious issue in your life, please send me a DM, and I'll send you some numbers, and I will come get your ass and pull you out of that, and fucking get you someplace that matters.
And let's bring you onto the clandestino too. Huh?
Yeah, let's go shake that book. Hey,
live your best life.
Hey, let's talk about segueing. That's a perfect segue. So clandestino, let's talk about it some more, because I'm legit gonna go.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. The way things are looking right now with the state, it looks like California is not going to open anytime soon.
Right.
The nightlife industry, the events industry, I mean, we are going to be when California decides to open, we're not going to be to the last stage. So La Clandestina is here to stay. I'm going to keep doing what I do best, and that's just providing that nightlife experience for people even during these rough times.
Shake your nalgas.
Basically, man. And we like to cater to everybody. We don't just play your raza music like banda and cumbias, reggaeton. We play a little bit of funk. We play a little bit of hip hop. We like to cater
house,
to everybody.
Hey, but do you play oldies?
You know what?
Ziggum,
only on Sunday nights. You can follow me to the fucking LA lowrider and cruise nights or the car shows. We play oldies over there.
And all the newest shit too. We got everything. House, tech, fucking all that.
And what about old school house shit, like
Ratchet
techno shit? You guys should play some old school shit, man.
Maybe. Shit, we just might add
maybe I'll come on and play some old school shit.
Do it, yeah.
Torta Whisperer back on the wheels of steel.
Yeah.
What's up? I have to learn that shit though, because I play on real fucking turntables. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys carry on crates and coffees and shit. Like, it's different. Today it's fucking way different, man. It's fucking.
Yeah. It's all digital.
Yeah.
Controllers.
You can DJ on your fucking iPhone if you really want to.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
now.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, La Clandestina, that's the place to be right now.
Hey, shout out your IGs, because right now, I mean, seriously, like, I have a lot of really good followers that are dope that would love. And by the way, girls, there are some bad bitches here, so you better come show up and show these bad bitches up. You know what I'm just saying? I'm not even kidding, man.
And get to the front of the stage.
Super underground. It's super underground. You know what I mean? So shout out your IGs and all that stuff. And
so you can follow me on Instagram at DJ_Irock, IROCK. That's DJ _IROCK.
You can follow me on Instagram at BJ Avila, AVILA, BJ Avila. And if you want to see, we're going to post videos, we're going to post stories. And if you want to get inside the videos, all the girls, the dancing, get in the front of the fucking stage, because we get it lit.
Fuck yeah, they get it lit. And I'm going to be there. So next Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I'm there, man.
Doors open at 9.
I'm going to be hungover as fuck on Thanksgiving, huh? Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. It's on and cracking. Gentlemen, I appreciate you. I love you. Happy fucking Men's Day, International Men's Day.
Gracias, Javi. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Javi, for having us.
I appreciate you guys, man. More than you know. So, hey, everybody. Thank you for listening. We love you.